Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. And now the final official speaker of this evening from the opposition, Mr. Rémi Leblond.
Dear Mr. Chairman, delightful timekeeper, Madame le Ministre, Your Excellencies, Monsieur le Directeur Général, Madame la Directrice, esteemed members of the jury, members of the persecution, of the proposition, fellow members of the opposition, members of the House, ladies and gentlemen. We're reaching the end of our trial. You've heard all the slandering accusations of the prosecution and the perfectly formed arguments of the defense. Very soon, it will be time for the jury to retire and consider their verdict. But before I rest my case, I would like to make one final plea for our client. I believe I can sum up my house's argument in just one sentence. Accusing passion of being a threat to society is just like putting a knife on trial. Both are completely absurd, because a knife is mostly a useful object, which is quite handy if you want to cut carrots. And in the rare cases when someone threatens you with it, where does the threat come from? Does it come from the knife, or rather from the person wielding the knife? It is exactly the same thing with passion. Passion is a useful energy. It is necessary and it benefits society. And when occasionally it appears threatening, it is only because we haven't looked hard enough. It's only because we haven't looked hard enough for the cause, the true culprit, the real threat. This is why this House believes that passion is not a threat to society. Yes, Daria, go ahead.
Would you rather eliminate the passionate person than control his passion?
I'd rather do nothing, but what you've been consistently saying is that passion is uncontrollable, but somehow we need to find a way to control it. So I'm a little confused at your position right now. Let me now give you a little recap of our argumentation tonight and why we believe that our client should walk away unshackled tonight. We started the evening by pointing out the irrefutable. Passion is the very fabric of our society. Passion brings people together, and it is the key to founding and sustaining families. Far from being a threat, it is an essential asset. And even, Daya, when it seems that passion tears families apart, you just have to take a closer look to find out that it was actually indifference, a lack of passion, which was actually the problem. No, thanks. Yes, passion is the force that unites our society, and we will not let it take the blame for things it is not responsible for.
Point, sir.
Yes, please.
Well, don't you agree that it's the passion of the man that moves the knife, sir?
No, I think what the real threat is the motive of the man who moves the sword.
On that point,
no,
sir.
I'm answering your question. How can I take two at once? So, to answer your question, I don't know. Maybe someone betrayed him. Maybe someone killed his family. Maybe he's a psychopath. I don't know. What I do know, though, it is the motive which is the threat, and no, and passion is not to blame. We then moved on to prove that passion is the motor leading our societies forward. And we have our second witness, Mr. Portebeuf, to thank for that. Nothing great in this world has ever been accomplished without passion, as said by one of the greatest philosophers of all time, George Hegel. Tonight, it is with passion that we have defended our client, and we hope that our conviction has helped justice prevail. And the scientists, well, they use just the same ingredient. There's the perfect proof that reason and passion can go hand in hand for the advancement of society. No. What about the atomic bomb, you're asking, Daria? Well, it was not born out of passion, but out of fear and even out of survival instinct. Oppenheimer didn't wake up every morning thinking, hey, let's make a bomb that can kill millions of people in one single blow. It'll be awesome. No. What he was thinking is that he needed to build it first. Before America's enemy, it was fear that drove him. And finally, Mr. Schindler's testimony struck the last blow by proving that passion actually helps regulate society. It reveals its problems and it can be used to solve them. In Tunisia, it was Mr. Bouazizi's passion which opened our eyes, and it was the passion of the Tunisian people which deposed a dictator.
On that point, sir.
So basically, we believe passion is a positive force. It is not only the very fabric of our society, but also what makes it worth living in and even a regulator for society. And if you're still not convinced, you just have to flip your brochure and look at the last page. No, thank you. And yet, the proposition still persists in calling it a threat. Well, Gabor, you said that passion means suffering, thus using a 3,000 years old definition. Well, call us modernist, but we thought it more adequate to use today's definition, which is a positive emotion. Daria, you called your colleagues learned, but Gabor said they were horses, so I'm a little confused. And then you said that passion blinds you, but make no mistake. Passion doesn't mean you can't use your brain, it just helps you discover other interesting parts in your body. Matthias, all I can really remember from your speech is the passion with which you delivered it. Does this mean you're a threat to society? Oh wait, you actually are, but it's not because you're passionate, it's because you're wrong. Francesco, you said artists were worthless. Well, I'm not even going to qualify that assertion. So, what we mean is, stop obsessing about passion because there are so many real threats to society right now. Financial instability, growing inequalities, global warming. Those are the problems we should be focused on right now. But tonight, we refuse to be distracted from our real problems. Tonight, we refuse to make of passion a scapegoat for everything wrong in our society. Tonight, let us admit that passion is the best part of who we are. It is what makes us human beings, and far from being a threat, it is an amazing asset.